Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Book Talk Author Visibility Podcast. I am Dani Nicole, your host, and tonight's guest is Juanita Woodson. She is going to tell us who she is, where she's from, and share with us the book she will talk about tonight. So, Juanita, take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I am Juanita Woodson, as Miss Danny did introduce me. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I am a mom, a wife, an author, a publisher, a coach, a mentor. So all of the things. So that's who I am. And then the book that we are going to talk about, we are talking about, so my latest solo release was Own Your Impact. So that is the book we are discussing tonight.
All right, that sounds good. So, what inspired you to write this book?
Yes. So just my own journey over the course of, I want to say, the last 4 years, right? So I have been an author for quite some time. I wrote and published my first book back in 2017. But over the course of the last 4 years, I have been helping others to publish their own books. I have birthed and launched communities within that 4 year time frame. And in that 4 years, I have learned so much more about myself, my purpose, who God really called and created me to be, and what impact means, because impact can be a good thing or it can be a negative thing, right? But when we talk about owning your impact to protect your purpose. So what inspired me to write the book was to share some of my journey. This is basically a coach, almost like a coach in your pocket, right? That book is taking you through some of the things that I've been successful at, and then some of the things that maybe I wasn't so successful at.
Okay, so who did you write the book for, would you
Yeah.
say?
So this book is for authors and entrepreneurs, right? Because I don't just work with authors, I work with entrepreneurs as well.
And have you always wanted to be a writer?
Oh, so I've been writing since I was a little girl, if you let my parents tell it, right? Since I was younger. Did I know that writing would carry me in this capacity and I would be publishing books and I would have a publishing company and help others to publish? I never knew that, but I've always had a love for writing, but I just never knew that I would call myself or be a writer per se.
And what was the hardest part of writing or releasing this last book? Or was it challenging at all?
Yeah, so I think just that imposter syndrome, because this isn't it's an authority book, right? So with this book, it was overcoming the imposter syndrome that tried to say you aren't qualified to guide people the way that you do, to lead people in the spaces that you do. So I had to overcome that imposter syndrome to release this book because I am qualified. I've walked this journey. I live this journey every single day.
And so with this latest book, was it a self-published project or did you choose traditional publishing?
And so I self-published my books through my publishing imprint, Grace for Purpose Publishing Co.
And what did this book teach you about yourself?
Yes. So just continuing on, kind of with all my books teach me to continue showing up, right? It taught me to pace myself, and it also taught me how to say no. This book, it taught me how to say no for sure.
So if this book reached the exact reader it was meant for the exact moment, what do you hope it gives them or changes for them?
Yeah. I hope that light bulb goes off, right? And they, number one, they know that they have a purpose. They know that there's more inside of them. And I hope that they act now. They act now to protect their purpose and to own their impact. And what does it mean to own your impact? That means to not leave anything behind that God called you to do. You have to walk in who God created you to be because someone needs your purpose.
Absolutely. So, what's one thing you wish more readers or authors understood about the book or books like yours?
I wish that more authors would, or I wish that more readers would maybe slow down and read the books because I know that some of the books I've written, so this is my first authority book that I've written, but some of the other books I've written, they are books about my own life, right? So maybe just slow down through the book and embrace the journey because sometimes you can get so deep into it and you like speed through it. And then maybe you have to go back and read it over again. So maybe just like take your time. So with this book on your impact, I have some questions that I'm asking at the end of each chapter. So I think that gives the reader an opportunity to slow down and reflect on each chapter throughout the book.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I think just myself, and I agree with you in reading, because I love books, but I like to collect books. So about a year ago, I found myself joining Book of the Month, and every so
Okay.
often you get a free book
Mm,
or two. And I think within like 6 months, I had collected books. I didn't read them. It was just like I had to have like the free book. And I actually had to sit back and say, you got like 12 new books, got 20 on the shelf. Why don't you sit back, the
and read
books you're going to
them.
keep the books you're going to read and read them, Danielle. Just
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that makes sense. Just take your time. Because I used to do that when I was younger. I
Mhm.
love reading. I have a
Yes.
book. I could read, watch TV, music could be on. I could read the book and I can know exactly what was going on.
Going
Like,
on.
yeah.
I'm an avid reader. I love books. But over a period of time, I did find like I'm in a book club at my job. That's how much I love books, right? I'm in a book club at work, my 9 to 5. I joined a book club. So what does that
Yeah. You're a book lover, and that is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. So, where can listeners connect with you and support your work?
Yes, absolutely. So you can connect with me on social media. Instagram, I am underscore Juanita Nicole underscore. And you can also follow my publishing page there as well, Grace for Purpose Co. And then on Facebook, you can find me Juanita Nicole Woodson. And then my website is grace, the number four, purposeco.com.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So, are there any final words, anything you want to share with the listeners before we close it out? I just want to real quick say I'm excited and it's been a pleasure speaking with you on this evening on the podcast. So, thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yes, I have a final word from Miss Dani. I am so proud of her for stepping out of her comfort zone and launching her podcast. So I'm just excited to see you continue to soar and to grow and to encourage other authors to be confident and visible, right, in the ways that you do that. So I'm definitely proud of you. So that is my final word.
Yes. So, everyone, please like, follow, comment, and share this podcast with others. And I thank everyone tonight for listening in, and we will have another podcast real soon. Thank you all again, and have a good night.
Thank you for having me on. Take care.
You too.